And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of You Get What You Get. I'm Ricky Hampton with my great friends Tim Turner and Tree McDougal coming to you on a Tuesday. I got kind of tongue twisted there, Tree. Coming to you on a Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. Uh, I've had better days, Tim, but hey, I'm going to tough it out. I
Hang
love
in there, brother. You still got next Sunday. You have until next Sunday.
Be strong,
Hang
my
in there.
brother. Be strong,
it.
my brother.
Yes.
The Tigers will not let you down. This will not be a collapse of epic proportions. The kind they will talk about for generations to come. This will not be a 28-3 Falcons Saints Super Bowl.
I was going to say it
I'm
won't
not
even
going to mention that anymore.
it won't even be last week's Falcons game, right?
No,
When they
no,
lost to Carolina. I'm just
I was
like,
very disappointed. We got to talk about that one.
we will talk
yes.
about that.
But, and that actually cost me some money in my league.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
how
that's
does
not good.
how does Carolina beat uh,
I know, right?
30-0? I mean,
Happy for Bryce Young, as I call
yeah,
him, little Bryce Young.
he's
But
a great
yeah,
young man,
but
but
still, come on now.
exactly, Trey.
As you say, come on, man.
That, that was
Exactly.
that was awful. That was one of the worst stinkeroos in the history of the Falcons. And matter of
Well,
fact, they said it was some sort of record they broke. It said that the last time some team outrushed, or had more total offense than the opponent and lost by 30 points was like 1950 something. So it was a historic beatdown for the Atlanta Falcons, and it was really they fired the receiver coach, Ike Hilliard, and I put on Facebook. Yeah, I said, yeah, Ike Hilliard was the reason they lost. Yeah, right. And
they,
then,
they let the kicker go too, right?
oh yeah,
The,
the week that this past weekend. But the deal
yeah.
was with Ike Hilliard. I said, yeah, Ike Hilliard was the reason they lost, right? And then when I looked up on my screen, one of the people who liked that comment was Drake London of the Falcons, who saw his coach get scapegoated, and he didn't appreciate that.
Wait a minute, did they turn the ball over or something?
They turned only the ball over one. He threw two interceptions. One of them he threw for a pick six, 11-yard pick six. I mean, the minute he turned and cocked his arm, it was a touchdown. Everybody saw that DB there, but him.
Yeah.
He just threw it over there.
Mm.
Um, that was awful. It was really bad. Yeah,
That's a
It's
bad
bad.
loss, but as you guys well know, he's a young quarterback. And
yeah, but still, the Falcons are now 0-2 in the division. They got beat by Tampa on some missed field goals. The dude that hit 5 field goals, he was a former Minnesota Viking, hit 5 field goals in that building, got outside in Carolina, and acted as if there was a hurricane between the crossbars uh, and the goalposts, because he missed so badly on the kicks. He thought
Mm.
some sort of gust of wind hit him all of a sudden and it pushed him wide. You know, so there's a meme out there. Young Wei Koo sitting at home with a glass, drinking something, watching the debacle
yeah,
like it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't just me. It
Yes,
wasn't just me.
exactly. It was not
we're,
me.
we're,
And the
well, we're
fact
gonna
that
get into that.
one of the notes we got down there is Young Wei got signed today to the practice squad by the New York Giants.
Okay.
Their kicker has a pulled groin,
Mm.
and so they think that Young Wei may be kicking for the Giants next Sunday night.
Good for him. I
It,
like
it
when
was
people
a
can
rough
bounce
weekend
back.
for,
Hopefully, it bounce back.
What's that now?
I said, hopefully he'll bounce back. That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah.
and what I was saying, it was a rough weekend for kickers. Uh,
Well, in what way? Because I thought it was a great weekend for kickers.
talk to the kicker from the LA Rams.
Oh, see, that's the problem. Number one, a man 300 pounds is not supposed to outrun everybody else on the field.
Yeah.
When
But
I
he
saw that
did.
clip of him moving, I'm like, that dude would have walked me down.
Is
Yeah,
that the
But
one
you know,
who blocked
yeah,
the punt? Is that
he
the one?
blocked a kick. Well,
Blocked
you
the
know,
kick?
I guess in both of them because I think the Jets also blocked a kick before
Mm-hmm.
they got beat because I thought the Jets had the game won, and it
Yeah,
didn't happen that way.
he was
and the
running.
Packers had a blocked field goal as well.
What a yeah.
But you know, you talked about I think that was Jordan Davis that ran that
Yeah,
blocked field goal
second
pass.
year guy from Georgia.
I, it was funny. I, Caleb Williams got caught from behind. Not when the Lions played him last week, and it looks like you could tell that was a play he made every day at USC.
Yeah. Oh
And I
yeah.
think it may have been Hutch or something. Aiden Hutchinson ran it down, and he looked around like that big dude caught me, ran me down.
Yeah.
Welcome to the National Football League, man.
Yeah, everybody's bigger, faster, stronger, and I think a lot of folks are finding that out in a big way.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm not giving up on Michael Penix whatsoever.
Oh no.
Oh, nor will I. Matter of
Nope.
fact, I'll be in attendance next Sunday when the Falcons take on the Commanders, and their quarterback they held him out, Jaden Daniels. He didn't play last week in the Redskins. The Commanders blew out the Raiders without him, and I think that Dan Quinn, former Falcon head coach, it wanted his guy to be well to come into Mercedes Benz and put a whipping on the Falcons. That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
Mm,
yeah,
perhaps.
yeah. Well, we will see coming up there next weekend. Doc, it was something I was going to mention about over the weekend. I got some of these.
Well, Russell, you got Russell Wilson has lost his job. The people in New
Oh,
York have been screaming for Jackson Dart for the last 3 games. Now they're gonna get him on I think that's the Sunday night game. It's the
Oh
Giants and
really?
the Chargers. So they're gonna you ask for him, you're gonna get him. And
Yeah.
he's a great talent. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Tree.
No, I was just saying I know that they were unhappy with him. I didn't know that he had been replaced.
Yeah. And
two
it
for
came down this afternoon. I was really surprised.
400 yards.
I'm not surprised
But
then.
you got in Atlanta, you got Kirk Cousins sitting there. We got guys that are hurt, and
Yeah.
now Russell Wilson. I mean, Cincinnati needs a quarterback uh, badly. I don't know how quickly these guys could pick up on their system, but I saw them play the Vikings. I think they lost 48-3 or 48-10 or something.
And something like that. But it was two defensive plays, and one DB had two over 80-yard. He had an interception return and a fumble return for touchdowns. And I understand that Pro Football Focus they grade all the players um, for what they did during the game, and that kid graded out at 99.1, which is the highest grade ever given to a player. So
I guess
you
so.
can you can look back on that with a little bit of pride.
So did
But what
Russell
I
Wilson
see,
get hurt though? I'm
what you,
sorry, did I miss that? Did he get hurt, or
He
he's
wasn't
just
hurt. He
they
he,
just
he threw passes as if he were hurt, uh,
okay?
and that was the same with Michael Penix. Penix was, I mean, it wasn't just like he was missing by a little bit. He was like throwing the vendors, and I think one of the times he got hit, it probably shook him up because there were people in the stands, having their beer cups turned over with some of those passes. He
Mm,
was just nowhere near it, and he threw his receivers into harm's way several times.
mm,
You could have seen people getting seriously bodily injured with what he was doing. So it was time. They needed to do that.
okay.
yeah, but that team has way too many skilled players to not score.
Oh yeah. Well, the game plan was so, granted Carolina crowded the line of scrimmage. They were not going to get run over like Minnesota did. So the
Mm.
Falcons said, you know what? We're going to throw all day and be bad at it. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't use Robinson or Algier, right? They're great running backs, and you know they barely were even a factor. So they got what they got. You know, you got some bad things happening. It's like with Dak gets replaced in his game on Sunday, Prescott, um, and that the Bears who gotten beaten by 40 the week before just drilled the Cowboys. And it seems like Jerry's really just going to be satisfied with them taking those butt whippers this year because they got all this capital for the draft next year. Maybe they're thinking about reloading, but the Cowboys are a bad football team.
And they got Parson and the Packers coming in
Yeah,
this
I
week.
I saw a quote today. Um, you know, that somebody asked about the prospects of sacking Dak, and what he said was, "It's going to be painful." So you know,
and
Okay then.
yeah,
and they are not they don't plan any kind of tribute for Parsons when he comes home. When
probably
he
not.
goes
You
back
know,
to
that's
Dallas.
that kind of pettiness you have. Um,
You know what though? I'm kind of with him on that because I can't believe I agree with Jerry Jones. You know, when Emmett came back, they laid it out for him when Emmett went to where did he go, Arizona.
Arizona, Arizona.
And gosh, and I still can't get used to him in that red uniform. But
Well,
they had a big tribute when he came home, and you think about what he contributed to that franchise.
but
And
what are you know what? There's some guys who never should change jerseys,
yeah,
and they shouldn't be forced out. I mean,
yeah,
Tampa Bay was Brady's with Tampa 2 years. There's no way
yeah,
you want to see that guy in another uniform. That's
yeah.
just wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Uh, but this
But
this
he's one of the
salary
rare
cap,
guys. He's one of the rare guys. Just like brothers, generally are the ones who will be in their career is like journeyman. Like Shaq played for like 5 different teams toward the end of his career, that kind of stuff. And but rarely do you have somebody stick with somebody the whole time. I'm thinking about Gates, the tight end for the Chargers. That was his only team, and he was in there forever. You think some people are there for so long, you think they were there forever, like Drew Brees down in New Orleans. He started out in San Diego,
right?
but and with a trade, and people find their niche, just like Baker Mayfield has found a home in Tampa. He looks outstanding down there, and he looked like crap in Cleveland, crap in Carolina, much better in LA, but now he's down. This is his fourth team in Tampa, and this is where he belongs. And
Sometimes
you
it
could
takes a minute to
what's
play
that
that.
now?
Sometimes it takes a minute to play that position.
Right,
To,
and
get in
he looks really good.
circumstances. And you talk about Jerry Rice in a Seattle Seahawk uniform,
Yeah, that's just nasty. In a Raiders jersey uniform.
and even in Razor.
Yeah, you know,
So
you, it just hurts your eyes to see something like that. We so you used to seeing something else. So
But
it's
that's the norm. Is that the norm now? Or
it is
yes,
now.
yeah.
It's becoming that now. People just don't stay with teams because of finances or there's some sort of acrimonious thing like Parsons. Parsons should never have worn another thing except for the Cowboys uniform,
Mm,
and that was just the thing. And it was it looks like it's personal, but then again, they got some really tangible assets out of it.
yeah.
And
True.
yeah, absolutely. The NFL is back, but we do have other sports going on, and
There are other
unfortunately,
sports?
yeah,
Really? Like what?
Major
Do
League
tell.
Baseball is headed into the final week of the season.
Ah, yeah.
oh yeah, most of those things are locked up though, Rick. Is there a chance for the no? Yeah, no. But you got the division winners and I think the NL. If I'm not, I think Phillies are taking the East. If I think they might have locked that up,
Let me
and then
see.
you have and the Dodgers. Are they like in first place in the West? And um, I don't know who's in the Central right now. I think it's not the Cubs. It's the
in,
Brewers.
in the National League, you got Philly is in
Mhm.
already.
Yeah,
Milwaukee Cubs have
right,
clinched berth. The Dodgers and the Padres have clinched the
right.
berth.
First thing I want to say is
And
mandate my ass
in
because it
the
seems
American League, the Yanks. I'm
Was that the
sorry,
manager of the? Was
Toronto.
that the manager of the Dodgers?
No, you know what that was? That was Gil Scott Heron.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, did
Somehow
somebody
that
join us?
beat,
What the
and
Major
you know
League
what he
Baseball
said?
playoffs will not be televised? Is that what it?
Man gave mine. You know what?
Yes. Okay.
I was like, do we have a guest
That was
tonight?
We have a
somehow
guest.
Spotify came on,
Ah, I see.
and Gil Scott Heron came up in the playlist. But anyway, in the East, I'm sorry, the American League, only Toronto has clinched something.
Oh,
Well, Seattle,
Boston and
Seattle's
Yankees in Seattle are up there.
Seattle's in, the Yankees are in, but we don't know if they're going to be, wild cards or
Mm.
division champs. The Tigers, at one time, they had a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. It's all the way down to 86 now.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
That is incredible.
Unbelievable. And Cleveland is going to beat them tonight. So both teams will be 85 and 72. And Detroit has two more games with Cleveland this week. And they'll be lucky to score a run the next couple of days in Cleveland.
You're so optimistic.
I am, man. My
Gotta keep
eyes
his
don't
head
lie.
up. Gotta keep his head up. You know, while
Was it Bill Parcells always says the tape don't lie?
So you are what your record says you are.
Yeah, the tape. Yeah.
And what are these people saying about this team?
So they are just falling apart.
Wow.
Here's what I was looking for earlier. Since we have an expert in the house, Tree, when
We
it
do.
comes
When it comes to what?
to place kicking, Tim Turner.
Oh,
That
I
guy.
thought you were gonna say never
Did
mind.
you ever have a kick blocked, Tim?
Yes, I had a punt blocked once. I knew that we only had 10 people on the field. And I could look in the corner of my eye and see the coaches frantically trying to get a timeout, wanted me to call timeout. And me, being the guy who believes in his ability above everything else, I blew it off. I said, I'll get the ball off before this guy blows through that hole unblocked. I was wrong.
And then when you got back to the sideline, the coach did what to you?
He said, why didn't you call a timeout? What do you mean call a timeout?
Uh,
As if I did not see them, but I saw the entire sideline was frantically screaming for a timeout to be
Mm.
called. But
so take us through this one, Tim.
right here with the Cleveland Browns, I mean, totally. There's no pressure on you, none whatsoever. There's no pressure on you at all. It's got to be the operation. The snaps got to be good. The holes got to be good. Your line has to block for you.
That would
Now,
help.
they let him in, and that's what happened.
Right.
It wasn't like it was a low trajectory thing. It was the line let him down, which gave Cleveland a chance. And there's nowhere in the world on anybody's bingo card that they had Green Bay losing to the Browns.
He's coming
It
from
just
here. Now, the responsibility of the tight ends, obviously don't let the guy run over you.
right.
I mean, that's basically it, right?
That's it. You just
So we got
don't let
Joe.
anybody get past you. That's the bottom line. Don't let anybody get past you. Don't let these guys elevate. You should be going low. The guys up front should be going low to get what these people want to protect themselves, but they won't get their hands up.
See,
And
he
that's the
whiffed.
deal.
That's Kraft. He whiffed. He didn't lay a glove on him.
Right. Right. And first thing is don't let the guy come in scot-free. Whoa.
Superman.
Yeah, HBO, YouTube got a whole new thing when they show their
The clips.
That
Yeah.
lots of
they're
advertising.
getting their commercials in. It's like
As well they should.
stuff. We're gonna sell you some stuff.
As well,
But
they
that was
should try.
and one thing about those operations, it's still early in the season too, right?
Well, yeah, you work
Yeah,
the
it is.
kinks out, but the special teams have been so far this year in football really have been bad, and a lot of folks haven't really adjusted to that. The kickoffs with this thing where you kick it in that uh, dynamic area. People still trying to root it out there, kick it through the end zone, and the ball comes out with like to the 35 or the 40. You put your team in a bad spot. Then you try to pooch kick inside that little zone, and you might kick it out of bounds. I've seen that a lot already this year. Um, Eventually, folks just gonna say, "We don't want any more kickoffs. Just put the ball on the 35 and let's roll."
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I like what the NFL is doing. That they're getting some returns now, and I've seen some good returns actually.
well, yeah,
But
I've
it's
seen a
Yeah.
couple of touchdowns this year. Mhm.
it's nothing like the old days when the traditional kick, and you had the great returners like a Devin Hester. Uh,
You want to go back further to Billy White Shoes Johnson?
yeah, I mean the one here in Detroit we had Mel Gray, who was a brilliant returner, but he was a straight line runner, and he's going to the assigned hole. If it's there, he might score a touchdown. If it's not, somebody might be carrying him off the field because he will get lit up. Because
Wasn't Eddie Payton a Lion?
that's that's before me, man.
I think he was. I'm thinking about he was a returner there for a second. And he was really a great athlete.
Yeah, yeah. I heard his brother was pretty good.
His brother was okay.
Who was his brother?
Walter Payton.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Trey,
To me,
yeah,
pound for pound, the greatest running back to ever play. I hear these super duper old heads would like to say everybody says Jim Brown because of XYZ. But Jim Brown was playing with a bunch of guys who probably were this, be stock boys at somebody's grocery store. The way he looked, it was like a man among boys
he was a
every
man
time he
child.
touched the ball.
He was a man child.
Absolutely. And he excelled in everything. I mean, lacrosse was his better sport. And that mystifies me that he was an All-American, I think, in lacrosse as well. So,
Yes, he was at Syracuse.
I think Walter, pound for pound, was just the best. Great moves, speed, quickness, strength. It was a great. Uh, was in college, had tickets to a Bears Falcons game because I wanted to see Walter Payton play. It's pouring rain, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium,
Hmm.
and it was the Bears on the goal line, and Walter dove over the pile and thought he scored a touchdown. This is like, okay, this is like the opening drive of the game. Walter thought he scored a touchdown. They didn't give it to him. Cussed the ref out. Got kicked out the game.
What?
First quarter.
What?
So you didn't get to see very much of who
Saw,
you came to see.
yeah, saw about 2 minutes of Walter Payton and, you know, 58 minutes of Joe Schlabanke. It just
He
it was
must
But you
have.
just
know what? But you know what you got out of that? A great story to tell.
Well, that is true.
it was just painful. Vince Evans was their quarterback. I remember that dude. But yeah,
Mm.
that was hard. That was
And,
real hard.
and Walter Payton lost the Heisman Trophy to Archie Griffin. No,
Okay,
Walter came out in '75, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
Archie Griffin won in
Was
'70.
it as hard as that time of, when you were in the Braves Stadium back in the day?
oh no, I did sit for the entire time in the rain. I was
Was it
not rolling
raining
around
too?
Atlanta Fulton County Stadium trying to find a seat.
It was
Uh,
raining too?
it was raining. It was pouring down rain. Oh man, there's more to that story, but we don't. I don't want to go into that. It's
But you got a
just
great story out of it. So there's that.
there's layers. We'll discuss it off
There's,
camera.
but wait, there's more? Okay.
No,
You
that we
want,
can't do it here. Anyway,
okay. All
um,
right.
but there was but Walter Payton to pound for pound is one of the best running backs to ever pick up a football. Everybody else, there's these other cats just come out. They're situational dudes. Walter was a three down back. Okay, He didn't come out for nothing. And the fact that the regret of all regrets was when Ditka allowed the Fridge to score a Super Bowl in the Super Bowl, score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and didn't allow Walter to get a chance to do that.
Hmm.
And I mean that was painful.
I'm looking at the 70. I think Walter came out in 74. And I'm looking at the Heisman Trophy class from 74. And Archie Griffin from Ohio State won in 74 and 75. Terrific player. Uh, the runner-up that year was Anthony Davis from USC, another great player.
Right.
Joe Washington from Oklahoma. Tom
Mhm.
Clements, Notre Dame. Walter Payton wasn't even in the top 10 in that vote.
Wow.
Hmm.
And Tom Clements became a great coach, an offensive coach, a great offensive mind. And I think went up to Canada and became a star up there. Yeah, but that back in the day, they had all those guys. What was that? The Davis? Didn't he go to Tampa? I think. If
Who's
it
that
serves me
now?
right, Davis. I think he went to Tampa, didn't he?
Anthony Davis,
Yeah,
the running back.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think he did.
he played with the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a good pro, but he was not Walter Payton.
Nobody was Walter Payton.
Right.
was Walter Payton. Matter of fact,
Nobody.
Archie Griffin was honored by the NABJ this year in Cleveland. And it was interesting because they had the table of the honorees, and sitting next to him was Desmond Howard of Michigan. So seeing two Heisman Trophy winners, and Michigan and Ohio State just hate each other. And they both of the players said they thought that the NABJ set them up, putting them at the same table.
Wow.
Trying to get a story out of it, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
So yeah, it was a good night for that.
yeah. Let's see where we are here. We just kind of bouncing around a little bit tonight here on You Get What You Get. Another interesting note you had was about Deion Sanders
Yeah.
saying that Travis Hunter is not being used properly. And first of all, Trevor Lawrence is his quarterback, so he probably isn't being used properly. Trevor Lawrence has been a disappointment down
In Tampa. I mean, in Jacksonville. Um, he played well the other day. I thought that they were going to pull out a win, but they, it's the Jaguars, so it is what it is. But they was talking about the Hunter's playing equally on offense and defense, and some try to theorize that trying to learn both playbooks has really been a challenge for him. He's a smart kid. He had great grades at Colorado State and then at Jackson State.
Hmm.
But but they're saying this is the totally different thing with these people. I think he had one catch for like 17 yards or something like that over this past weekend, and I don't know what he was like on defense. I've yet to see him any highlights
well,
of
they
him
only
playing.
gave up 10 points, so it couldn't have been too bad.
Right. But Deion says he's seen the guy for 3 years and he knows what his capabilities are, and they haven't been maximized. But then again, too, you got that big tub of goo, Jordan Davis, 300 pounds, running probably as fast as Hunter, going in the other direction for that touchdown. I mean, I still am baffled by that. The athleticism of him picking it up and scooping and flying down the field like he did. So
Yeah.
I mean, those are the type athletes. Those aren't kids. You're not gonna see those guys at East Texas State. You're gonna see them in the NFL. Everybody in the NFL again and again was the best player on their team somewhere.
Right,
So it's not like a bunch of slappies are out there. Uh,
right.
so and he's finding this out that people just as fast will hit just as hard, the whole nine. So I think it's still too early to say I mean, the number one pick is going to be a flat out bust. The kid's
Absolutely.
got too much talent.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I think Deion should be a little patient too. And man, I really have grown to admire a lot of stuff Deion's doing. Uh, but I think could be why some of the teams were shied away from the sun, thinking you're gonna get this. Okay, if I draft him, I'm drafting Deion too. If Deion has that platform, right? Because
Making it seem like a marriage. You
right,
just don't you don't just marry the one person, you marry the entire family. Is that what you're trying to say, man?
Is that how
exactly
that works?
Yeah.
because he was on a podcast. I think it was last week, and said
Right.
that the Eagles call and Baltimore call about drafting Shador, and he told Shador to tell him, "No, I don't want to go there."
So Dion said that.
And look, Deion's hardly the first one to try to do that.
Right.
Ask the man. So
Mm.
Ask the man is ask John Elway.
yeah, go back to exactly John Elway. So
People are saying where they don't want to go and stuff, and it's like it's a sin when other people do it, but when you're doing it, I'm looking out for my kid or whatever, and that kind of double standard is maddening.
but I would,
Ju-
I would just say, everybody, calm down. Travis Hunter's played 3 games in the National Football League.
Right.
Uh,
It's probably still moving too fast for him, and I
yeah,
think that's what people were saying about the quarterback JJ McCarthy against the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons looked like Super Bowl team against him, and the
yeah,
game looked like it was really too fast for him. So that he got his ankle hurt was a real convenient reason to sit him down for somebody else's weekend. And the
yeah,
fact that they won by so much, his ankle's probably still gonna be sore next Sunday too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So just calm down. That kid's talent is going to pop. There's no
yeah,
doubt about that. Just like I was saying earlier with Penix in Atlanta, he is going to pop with his talent. It's a very difficult league. As I mentioned, Aiden Hutchinson running down Caleb Williams. Caleb was like, "Whoa, where did that dude come from?" Yeah, you're in the NFL now, man.
Yeah, I think I heard one announcer say, it's like, as you guys are referring to, it's a little bit different. It's like, welcome to the NFL. People are
yeah.
bigger, they're stronger, and I think they probably just need time. I'm no athlete, so what do you guys think?
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and what
Totally
you were hearing was totally right. Uh, it's it's a much faster game, and in the times that it's like at the end of the game, I think was it Rick like about the last 2 minutes, you go down the elevator and you're on the sidelines at the game, and
right.
then you get to see up close and personal how huge these people are, how fast they are, and how hard they hit.
Unbelievable.
Sitting at home, a lot of the ex jocks were sitting around thinking, "Oh man, I could have done that." And then you get down on the field and see, no, you couldn't.
Nah.
It's unbelievable.
It is absolutely so. They're the best at what they do, and nobody, even the teams that might be, you look at the New Orleans Saints, where they're like this hot garbage right now, and it's the shell of a team. But those are still supreme athletes, irrespective of the record or how poorly they played so far this year. Those guys are good. So
Yeah.
you have to always look at it from that perspective.
Hey,
Sure.
our guy in Delaware State, uh,
Jackson,
Jackson,
mm,
they had a big win the other day, didn't they?
they did, and that's the thing. Dell State,
John
uh,
Jackson, Delaware State.
mm, Deshaun is turning their program around, and I would not be surprised if he's not like the MEAC Coach of the Year. That was a moribund program, and now he's breathed some life into it.
Mhm.
So there aren't some sort of pushovers anymore. They really are competitive, and I'd be the last person to think he would have done something with that.
Yeah,
Just for his
they've been,
demeanor and stuff in the NFL made me think he was going to be like, he seemed like a guy that wasn't going to be serious enough to do this, but totally wrong about that. He is great out there. And then you got conversely, you got Norfolk State putting up big numbers. I think they had two QBs with over 100 yards passing last week, but yet Michael Vick's team is 1-3.
Yep,
And
they lost to Sacred Heart, and
mhm.
Delaware State defeated St. Francis 39-10. The stunning drop off to me has been North Carolina A&T. They have really struggled. Central beat them 62-20.
Which is unheard of.
And you know, there's no love lost treaty. You probably know this rivalry better than both of us between those two schools.
Yeah. Well, they got a good shot of winning homecoming because they're playing Morehouse. So, right, Tim?
Goodness gracious.
Who's playing for homecoming?
Oh
No,
no,
so
I'm sorry. That's Savannah State.
yeah,
Never
come on
mind.
now. Come on now. Come on. Come on.
Dang,
Savannah State would be Morehouse
We
for
are
sure.
we're
But A&T.
homecoming opponent worthy, but let's not jump the gun.
Coach Carroll's gonna get them done.
I'm sorry. I was getting
That's
ahead of
okay.
myself. I was getting
That's
ahead of
all right.
myself.
That's all right. Um, that quarterbacks J.J. Evans and Cameron Thomas for Norfolk, 113 passing, another one had 112 passing. They're gonna do something eventually. They're gonna be. It's gonna take a while to gel. And to me, I think it's really hard for players who are just supreme players to be coaches because they don't understand people who don't have the same talents and
Right,
skill set.
right.
It's like Michael Jordan being upset with some of the players on the team when he was with the Wizards, and or with Charlotte. That I mean, he was a part owner of that, and he was really frustrated with the players. It's like, man, you're Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
everybody. None of us have our own shoe line or our own logo on clothing. We just these grunts trying to make a career.
Who is
The
that you're
people,
talking about? I'm sorry.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
But, but
everybody
That
can't
that
be that.
guy. That
Yeah,
guy.
the thing about this, A&T kind of ruled the MEAC. Then they moved to the Colonial
that's
Conference.
yeah,
Well, what is it now? The Colonial Athletic Association.
right. And they've been nothing since.
Right.
And
Dang, man.
I don't think it benefits you when you play a bunch of opponents that your fan base doesn't have an affinity for. Just like TSU
Yes.
going to OVC, there's nothing to make anybody feel like they want to do something.
Yes. Yeah. They and Hampton's right there with them, and
Right.
Hampton is doing the same thing they are doing, struggling. Right now, Hampton's 0-2 in the conference and 1-3 overall. A&T is 0-2 in the conference, 1-3 overall. I mean, man, come on. I'm sorry, A&T is actually 1-0 in conference, so they must have beat Hampton. I don't know who else they would have beat.
Yeah, I'm looking at the upcoming games for A&T.
And
Um,
and the
Cam-
thing,
Campbell, Towson,
right?
Monmouth.
Nobody
I don't
wants.
know. I don't even know what Monmouth
Nobody
University
wants to
is.
see them.
Those are really winnable games. All of those are winnable games. But will they win them? That's the question. They're all winnable.
Nobody wants to see them.
No,
Yeah.
nobody wants to see those schools. It's like, yeah, we're playing Monmouth or whatever, and they're like, yeah, okay. Uh, what happened to Central? What happened to Howard? What happened
Right.
to FAM? What happened to Bethune? I mean, those are these long time relationships. When people start using these money grabs and all this conference realignment stuff, it hurts. It hurts more with the people who are looking for tradition all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. No
It's like
doubt.
on Ricky Hampton Day in Nashville, Morehouse is playing Tuskegee in Montgomery. That game should never be in Montgomery. It should never be anywhere but Columbus, Georgia. But I'm not going down to Monkey Town to see that. I'm gonna come to Nashville and watch Ricky Hampton read a book.
Because reading is fundamental.
Exactly.
Prime time things. Uh, the Morgan State Delaware State game is going to be played Friday, November 7th, on is it ESPN or ESPN2?
I think it's ESPN2. Nonetheless, that is still a large audience, and it's on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
The HBCU on a Friday night. Those things right there, that matters. People want to see Dell State. They want to see what Deshaun Jackson can do. Morgan is along for the ride. There's always going to be an angle to these HBCU games. Uh,
Do you think that still goes back to Deion's impact?
Absolutely. That everybody has these contracts. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there isn't a level of HBCU football that their games are not on television somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting the airtime.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't serve you well. Case in point, my school, it wasn't on TV anywhere. They played Kentucky State at home. I think the attendance for the game, the announced attendance, was 2,000, and they might have counted the pregnant women twice. So, but there was only 2,000 folk in the stands, in the bands. And then I was talking to somebody. They said, "Oh yeah, I just watched the replay of it." I said, "What replay?" "Oh yeah, it's being live streamed on the Morehouse Athletic Department page." I mean, you got people not in the stadium, and people are sitting at home watching it on live stream. Come on now.
Wait a minute. But did you say they're counting the pregnant people twice?
Yes.
Yeah, he said it. I didn't think we need to repeat it, but but there it is.
Yeah. But I'm looking at stuff like the really nice looking gear from Nike, and I think they're calling it their salute to HBCUs.
Right.
And your alma mater, Morehouse. Cool looking shoe there, Tim. Look at FAMU, the Rattlers.
Really nice.
Strike again. The Spelman Jaguars. Very nice shoe. And this is the Deion effect too, correct?
Absolutely. Well, it's the Michael Vick effect. Why would anybody else care about Norfolk State to put a shoe out like that? That's the Michael Vick aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. And they're doing it at all levels at the Division II level.
I think it's just good business to do something like that, because I know, like, I saw some of the alumni at the game Saturday. They all had those Pegasus shoes that Nike has, and it's still being sold in the bookstore. They had those things on, so it's not like there's not an audience for it. It's really great fashion for folks.
I'm thinking about my alma mater, Virginia Union. I wonder if I'm still banned from our bookstore.
What did you do?
I don't want to talk about that part of it, but
well, you can't just leave it like that, man. You can't just bring it up and just drop it.
No, so they would ban people from. Oh hell no, you can't come in here.
Well, see, y'all had a big win last week.
I was never banned from the bookstore.
So you played Johnson C. Smith last week and won 28-10. And Johnson C. Smith has been a really good team this year. So that speaks well for
they excellent football, excellent athletic program. Coach Joe is athletic director, and he knows his stuff. Man, he was a good football coach and administrator. So they are constantly good. And most importantly, as you guys know, the administration supports the team, because now Virginia Union even has a band. When I was there, you would not call what we have. You remember the old Baltimore Colts band?
Yes.
We were worse than that.
I don't remember that band. Did they have a band?
They were terrible.
They were
Y'all were
awful.
worse than that? Worse
And
than
now we
a
have
team that
that's,
was a NFL team?
yeah, yeah. I think the Ravens the Ravens have a band too.
They do.
Hmm.
They last night, as a matter of fact, Jason Kelsey
Yeah,
sat in with the band, and he got a jacket. He got a little button that says "honorary band member of Baltimore Ravens" or something to that effect. So he played the saxophone in the band, suited up with him. It was good television. It really was. But
You think
yeah,
if I get some reeds and some new pads for my clarinet, somebody will let me in?
try Savannah State. They probably need you over there. Uh, Granted,
I
Savannah
don't.
State is a really good band, and that's the thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, HBCUs have extremely talented, very good bands,
Savannah State's
and
band
that's
is
and that's part
awesome.
of the show.
Yep,
yeah.
they have a
And
really
you
good band and a
and you
great
get the
band
That's all
director.
we got now, right?
you get the HBCU effect when you start hearing some of the HBCU things at PWI schools at their halftime, stealing some of the songs and the chants and that kind of thing, and uh, it's
LSU,
what's that?
LSU's
Yeah,
notorious.
LSU especially, they are Southern Light because they've been over there. They
Yeah,
they went up the street and just tried to rip off everything from Southern's band. When they do the neck, like I'm like, come on, y'all, come on, y'all
yeah.
stick with
Mm.
y'all stick with Hold That Tiger, okay? Do not
Well,
come across the way.
I tell you though, I truly miss the halcyon days of black college football. I mean, the halftime, the great games, the crowds, and I just don't think we're going to see that again. I know I'm not going to see it living in Detroit. Uh,
Yeah, you're right. Well, would you have one HBCU game a year at Ford Field?
yeah,
And I mean, and you try to rally the people there. Because I'm looking there, I think there's like another classic this week. Is it the SWAC or the SIEC? There's somebody's playing in Indy this weekend, which is
the
here we
circle,
go. Miles is playing Morgan State in Indy, so that must be the Circle City Classic again.
featuring Miles and oh my,
Miles and Morgan State.
it just
I'm trying to think. Does Miles or Morgan State travel well? That they'll go to Indianapolis. Um,
no.
I think back to Jackson State was playing FAM in Circle City Classic, and it was such a big deal. Donnie Simpson and his crew came there and did a video soul show live from the Circle City Classic.
Yeah,
What year
Uh,
was that, Tim?
Probably
Do you know?
85, 86.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so it was a big deal. They had all these R&B stars on his show. In addition, there were parties all over the place. And at the time, it was the Hoosier Dome was before this building they have now. It was sold out with
mhm,
folks coming to watch those two schools play.
mhm.
And I'd never seen anything like it. It was a massive homecoming, that kind of thing. And I haven't seen that kind of crowd for any of these classics except for the last one of the year down in New Orleans. Uh, you know, when the Bayou Classic is the grandfather of them, well, not the grandfather of them all, but it is the biggest draw. Maybe the second biggest. And I don't know what it's been like in recent years,
Hmm.
but Grambling playing Prairie View. Grambling plays Prairie View every year during the Texas State Fair at the original Cotton Bowl. I mean, the actual Cotton Bowl there in Dallas, not where it's not over at Jerry Dome or anywhere else. So and they do it. They fill that up. You got
And it used to be the Orange Blossom Classic. I think
right.
it's the Florida Classic now. That used to be a tremendous turnout. Uh, but I think we live in a society now where it's just so much to do, and you have so much access. Like you said, you can. Well, I'm not gonna go to the game. I'm gonna watch it on
Right.
whatever the streaming service is, and that certainly hurts. I think the lower level football program because there's nothing like being in the stadium.
Well, it's nothing like being in the stadium when you have a full stadium.
Yeah.
That's what it's when you could be in the
Sure.
stadium and sit up there like be annoyed like I was last Saturday with the PA announcer because he didn't have to holler. He could have whispered and I would have heard him in the end zone. Because there weren't that many folks there. Okay. Um, but you got a game like coming up this weekend. It's it's not doesn't have the luster that it has in the past because
Who you got
Southern's. Oh, go
again?
ahead.
Who you guys playing again?
This weekend, Atlanta, they're at Jacksonville against the upstart Edward Waters team, which they removed the interim tag from the coach this past weekend because they're off to a fast start.
Okay.
So good for them. But it was just it's maddening to see some of these other things, these other games that deserve to get a lot of juice. Jackson State playing Southern in Mumford Stadium down there in Baton Rouge. It's going to be packed.
That,
Southern doesn't have a good record, but so what? They're playing Jackson State, and it's a 3-hour drive. And folks are going to take their road right down to Baton Rouge, watch the game, probably slide over to New Orleans. It's about an hour away. It's just a great weekend.
that's what
And
I'm
so,
talking about.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
but those are few and far between. And but people should really try to embrace and hold on to those pieces of history. I know a lot of times you're seeing where folks are trying to erase history and pretend like these things never happened. But these things to be chronicled along the way. Some of these great classics. Alcorn playing Mississippi Valley back in the day. When you had Steve Steve and his brother Fred against Willie Totten. Willie Totten had a receiver out there who was going to be a first round pick for the 49ers, Jerry Rice. And there was, you're saying the Halcyon days where you had name after name after name of guys going from HBCUs to the NFL. And it's down to a trickle right
Tell
now.
the truth, brother. Tell the truth. Totally, totally
It's
agree with you.
but the people always say if you're good enough, they'll find you. I don't think that's always true. It's
Yeah, I've heard that.
with Doug
Nobody's
Williams.
found me yet. Nobody's found me yet. I'm good at stuff. I'm
We,
good.
we found the
You're
tree.
smart.
I'm smart. Not like people say, like dumb,
This,
like
uh,
Fredo said.
like Fredo. um, yeah, but
Yeah.
they're supposed to be able to find you, and you have all these these showcases for kids, and they still look at the HBCU players. For the most part, is inferior. I saw a kid playing for the Cowboys last weekend, who's from Jackson State. Somebody on, I think, for somebody from South Carolina State was on one of somebody's offensive line this past week, and those things aren't happening as frequently as they used to.
Mm.
Mm. Well, we're heading down here. We got just a couple of more minutes here. I'm just kind of searching the wire here. Shiloh Sanders has a tryout with the 49ers this week. Probably today, Tuesday is when guys usually come in to try out. Mike Gundy was fired at Oklahoma State. I think we mentioned that off the air
Yeah.
before we came on the air. And
Well, one thing we haven't mentioned was Auburn's basketball program.
What's going
We're number
on?
one backing up. Auburn got found out from the SEC sent out a note saying Auburn got jobbed twice against Oklahoma. Auburn should have beaten Oklahoma, but they were two egregiously bad calls that people called at the moment that said they were bad calls, and they still weren't overturned.
Hmm.
And granted, okay, it's just a win for Oklahoma, but think about all the folks who bet money on
Hmm.
that game and how they got screwed out of it because of the blown calls. Auburn basketball, the thing, Bruce Pearl was a very outspoken person in conservative circles. And even so, really vocally on the past couple of weeks, he's stepping down as head coach of Auburn. But his son is
Really?
going to be the successor. So this kind of nepotism, rears his head again. Um, but I could not see Bruce Pearl going into anybody's living room after voicing some of the his support for some things recently.
yeah, I
And
mean,
what's that?
No, I'm just shaking my head to what you're saying.
It's like you got, your team is made up of African American people,
Yeah.
and then it's
The
all part and parcel. You can't separate that, and I don't see how that would have been even I mean, Auburn was one of my teams last year in the tournament. I was really excited for them, and then all of a sudden things can turn around with just some positions people would take.
So for people who missed that, what did he say?
He was a supporter of Charlie Kirk. I put it
Uh,
that way.
okay,
And
gotcha.
you can see the litany of things that he said about people of color. So
a guy who has made a fortune uh,
with African
the
American
talents
athletes,
of African American athletes.
yeah, which is
Well,
that kind of cognitive dissonance there, is can be bothersome,
well,
and
it's probably not surprise. It shouldn't be surprising, and he's probably not the only person, right?
oh, absolutely not.
Oh,
Ever.
true
So
that.
it's
You
just
could
another person it's disheartening, but yeah,
it is because you just think about it and you go like, wow, you're kind of blown away at it, and uh, it's not to say that that's his right to do that and that thing, but uh, I would I would be looking at him kind of sideways.
Well, I got my right to certainly not send my kid to play for him. Just like I have the right to watch Jimmy Kimball tonight. So
Ah, yes,
I don't
he's
think I
back.
can. It depends on what your broadcast network is, right?
Do you have a Sinclair station there?
I think we might. I'm not sure.
are they not showing him?
Sinclair's
Sinclair
not.
and Next Star and Sinclair are still holding on to the boycott.
Well, I don't know. I need to look. I was just kind of thinking it was.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, well, hey, well, we're going to get out of here, guys.
okay. All right.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for the conversation tonight. Until next time, for Tree McDougal and Tim Turner, I'm Rick Hampton.
All right. You guys be kind and everybody be kind.
Good night.